Thank you very much.
Objection, the
I know
gentleman
that
is
this time, Mr. Chairman, is reserved for questions, and I want to thank you for this hearing. I don't really have any questions. My mind is made up. I am a supporter of the continent, the entire continent of Africa. I want to know that I've spent part of my career working on getting rid of apartheid in South Africa and helping Nelson Mandela to get out of prison. I want you to know that I am applauding the fact that Charles Taylor is going to be sentenced to a long time in prison for what he did with Sierra Leone and in Liberia and the diamonds that were conflict diamonds there. I want you to know that I've been in Angola and was so glad when we finally got rid of war that was funded with Savimbi coming out of the bush using conflict diamonds. I want you to know that I've been to the Democratic Republic of Congo long before young Kabila ever became president, and I understand all of this very well. And I want you to know, for anybody to say whatever we're doing does not help, we should not do it, and look what China is doing, does not hold water with me. We have a moral responsibility to deal with these issues, and we have a moral responsibility to provide that leadership. I don't care if it helps but a little. We keep working, we keep building on the idea that the exploitation and the devastation of this wonderful continent has to stop, and some of us are committed to that for the rest of our lives. And so I'm sorry that there are those who think it's going to interfere with their business, that they won't be able to make as much money. First of all, give the SEC an opportunity. Give them the chance. Give them the opportunity to put together the regulations. I worked on Dodd-Frank. I was on the conference committee, and I supported 1502 and 1504 and would continue to do that. Now, this hearing is fine because it gives people an opportunity to respond to the allegation that we didn't have a hearing on these issues prior to Dodd-Frank. So this is the hearing. But we should not reach any conclusions about it being unfair to businesses. It is possible. I want to tell you, I'm reading about a supply pipeline that's closed. Motorola is doing it. They're able to comply, and they lay it all out here. So this business of possible, not able to comply, you can't verify, excuses, excuses, excuses. And I want you to know that for as long as I am an elected official and a member of Congress who understands what has happened on that continent, not only from those of us in the United States who were part of that exploitation, but from other countries all over the world. I'm not worried that somehow China is going to beat us out. China is all over the world doing what China does. But some of us are even looking at our trade negotiations to see how we can include these kinds of questions in our trade negotiations with China and other places. So I'm very appreciative that you're here. Bishop, I want you to go back, and I want you to tell the other bishops that there are people here who love the continent, who love Africa, who are going to fight for Africa, who understand what's going on with these conflict minerals, and we're not worried about competition. We're not worried about loss of dollars. We can have a closed pipeline where we can monitor this, and that some of us are committed to doing it. So I don't have questions, and perhaps there are some people who can say, well, how is it she can say that she knows so much that she doesn't have to answer any questions? And again, I'm telling you, I'm not a stranger to the Democratic Republic of Congo. I was there. I'm not a stranger to Angola. I've been there. I'm not a stranger to Liberia and Sierra Leone. I'm not talking, from afar. I'm not some privileged African-American legislator in this country or privileged white person in this country who can sit back and talk about how we are disadvantaged, because when you say that, you don't understand the rape and the murder and the killings and the devastation and the loss of lives that have taken place. It's easy to speculate or to talk about, this is uncomfortable for me, this is inconvenient for me, this may interfere with my profits. Shame on us. Shame on us. We're better people than that. I have 1 second left. I yield it back to the balance of my time. I've said all I need to say.